welcome back. Today's video we are testing out a brand new brand that is new to Target called Makeup Obsessions. This is our first time launching in the US, and I did a full face of first impressions using their products. So you guys will see how I created this look. This is affordable again, and we had some really great products that I'm excited to share with you guys. So why don't we go ahead and get started. So getting started, we are going to be testing Makeup Obsession today. So I have a bunch of different products from them. I have a lot of other products right here. We have concealer, lip gloss, eyeshadow palettes, highlighting palettes, blush palettes, primers, a whole bunch of things to test out. And I went on Target's website so I could see if they are available currently, and they are. So the range on the products is ranging from $5 to $15. So the larger palettes like this are going to be $15, the smaller palettes are $10, and then like these little ones here are $10 as well. I'll kind of go through the prices a little bit with you guys as we go along, but I want to start trying out the products on my face. So I have two separate primers that they sent over. So I have the All Blur Primer and then also the Pore Blurring Primer. So I think I'm going to try the Pore Blurring Primer first. When I was looking on the website, these retailed for $7.99, and this brand is cruelty-free and it is vegan, so you guys know. And I'm gonna go ahead and test this one out. So again, it's called the Picture Perfect Pore Blurring Primer, and I don't have anything on my face, so we're just gonna kind of start with this as our base. So it seems like it's more of like a silicone primer. It kind of looks like the Benefit Professional in a way. So we're gonna go ahead and just warm this up a little bit on my fingers. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of tap it into the areas where I have the largest pores. With any pore filling primer, I try to only place this in the areas that I have larger pores because it is like silicone based. It can kind of break up the makeup on the rest of your face. So I only apply it just to like really this area right here, and then a little bit on my chin as well. So looking at my skin up close, it definitely blurred the pores for sure. They're pretty much, I don't really even see them. So we'll see after I apply the foundation afterwards if it does a good job of like holding the blur, because sometimes they look like that off the beginning, and then when I apply everything else, it kind of like seeps in a little bit more. So we'll see how it looks when I do apply my foundation. So they didn't send over a foundation or a brow product. So I think that it does say on here that they do have brow products. And I know they do have a concealer that they did send over, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation and brows really quickly. That way we can just slide through all of the rest of the products. Okay, so I'm back after applying my foundation and my brows. I used the L'Oreal Freshwear Infallible Foundation and the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. We are now going to try out the concealer. So this is called the Mega Conceal Longwear Concealer. It says it has caffeine in it. And I wanted to show you guys the component because it looks humongous. Like it looks almost like a foundation. And the applicator on it looks very interesting. It has like a doe foot applicator right here. I believe the price on this one was $7.99 when I was on the Target website. So we are going to try it out. The shade that I have is 08. They sent over 4 different shades, and this one looked like it would be the one that would match the most. The applicator feels really nice. It's pretty large. Definitely able to get your full under eye with that. So I'm going to work one eye first just so I can see how it dries down. I don't want to do both and then it dries down pretty quickly. So it seems to be blending out pretty nicely. I think we're getting pretty good coverage as well. Add a little bit of it to my eye as well to prep for the eyeshadow. I don't feel like it's the best coverage ever. I'm still seeing a little bit of like my purpleness right here popping through. So I'm gonna add a little bit more just to that area, just a little bit like here in the inner corner, and blend that out. So I feel like that little bit kind of helped just with that like inner corner part. I'm not noticing any creasing or anything off the beginning. I normally crease really red on my under eyes here, but I don't really notice a difference. So here's the two sides. You can definitely tell that it definitely lightens up the eye area. I think that the shade match is actually pretty good for me. So I'm going to set this with the Bella Pierre powder. This is the one I've been using lately, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick set of the under eye. I'm not going to like bake or anything like that. I'm just going to kind of set it really quickly just so we don't have any creasing. All right, so far I feel like the eyes are looking pretty good. They did give me this Banana Bright like baking powder, but I don't normally use this, so I don't want to use like a banana powder since I don't typically use that. I'm afraid it will like ruin my under eyes. So I'm gonna try it out for now, just like my regular powder, so I can get a feel for kind of how the concealer works. So they did send over this blush palette right here. So this is the Isn't It Peachy blush palette. So inside of here you have 4 different blushes that look really pretty. So I'm actually gonna bronze because I don't have a bronzer in here, and then we're gonna try out these blushes. For bronzer, I just used the Omega bronzer from Marc Jacobs, and I'm gonna actually go into the Glimmer right here. This is like kind of like a glowy blush, it looks like. And I'm just gonna apply this to the cheeks and see how it looks. So it definitely has a bit of a pink tint to it, and it is giving a little bit of shine, but nothing too intense. And then for highlight, I'm gonna use the Committed palette, this one here, and I'm gonna try out some of these highlights. So I think I'm gonna go into Dedicate, which is the second one right here, which is more of like a pinky highlight. And I'm gonna apply this one to my cheekbones. Ooh, this is definitely intense. We may have found a new highlighting palette that is affordable. This is $9.99, so you get 4 different highlights in here, pretty good. So this definitely looks like a pretty blinding shade for sure. Really, really pretty. It doesn't look too glittery at all either, which is what I like in my highlights. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of Bound and kind of tap it. Just kind of apply that right in the high points just to get a little something extra. Wow, yeah, definitely a good palette right here. Definitely seems like a very, very intense highlight. I really like this palette, super good so far. I think I'm gonna carve out my cheekbones a little just to kind of define my contour a little bit. And then we still are going to do the eyeshadows. I have lip products as well to test out. So I think they sent over a total of like 6 palettes. There was quite a lot of palettes. So these larger ones are gonna be $14.99, and then these smaller ones are $9.99. So I pulled out the 3 that most interested me. So this one here is the Be in Love palette. I think this one is really pretty. Just like kind of like a pinky neutral palette. I also have the Be the Game Changer. This one looks really nice as well. My mirror did break, but all of the shadows are intact. And then also we have this one, which is called the Belle Jordan palette. And this one looks really fun and just like bright. So I think to start out, I'm gonna try out the smaller palette first, the In Love palette, and we're just gonna kind of go into this one. So I think the shade I'm gonna go into first is Treasure right here, and I'll work that one into my crease. So I'm just gonna slightly buff this one into the crease. I'm hoping these shadows perform nicely and we can find like some new drugstore options as far as affordable palettes go. So far, that seems to be blending out pretty nicely. I'm not really getting any kick up or anything in the pan, which is a good thing. So far that shade blended out nicely. I'm gonna go into the Game Changer palette. We're gonna try out a few in here. So I think the shade that I'm gonna go into is Fighter, which is right here. And I'm gonna use that shade just to kind of deepen up the crease a little bit. So I'm kind of gonna just stamp this and then begin to work it in. And these definitely seem very pigmented. Like first swipe with that one, we're definitely getting some pigmentation, but nothing too intense to where it's hard to blend out. I'm just gonna kind of hop around throughout these palettes. So I'm gonna grab a small brush here. I'm gonna go into So Cute. This one here is in the Belle Jordan palette. And I'm actually think I'm gonna do like a little bit of like a spotlight eye. So I'm gonna apply this shade to the outer corner and then also the inner corner as well. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting the shade to be so like vivid. Like these shadows are definitely very pigmented off the first punch, which is good. And they're definitely like building up nicely and they're blending out really, really nicely too. I really want to try out this shade Miami, this like purple one in the, this one is the Belle Jordan palette. So I'm actually going to pick this one up on a flat shader brush. And I think I'm going to apply it first on its own and then we might spray our brush. Yeah, I think I'm going to spray my brush and kind of just get it to be a little bit more foiled. So I'm just going to use some MAC Fix Plus. And we're going to kind of just apply this shade to the middle. Yeah, it's much better wet. Wow. Okay. Looks definitely very nice wet. So I don't really have any fallout on my face either. Like we have a few flakes right here. But fallout wise, it seems pretty good as well. So I'm going to go back in and kind of just clean up these edges right here and just make sure everything is blended out nicely. And then I think I'm going to go over top of this purple with just like one of the shimmers. So I want to try out one of these like golden shimmers. So I think I'm going to go into, which palette? I think the In Love palette, and use this one right here called Dreamer. I'm gonna pick it up on my finger and see how it looks, and I'm kind of just gonna tap it over top of the purple just to give like a little bit of a pearly feel to it. So you can kind of see it on top. Kind of gives just like a little bit of reflect to the purple. For a lower lash line, I kind of want to work with like the taupes and browns in the Be the Game Changer palette. So I'm going to go into the shade Shape, and I'm kind of just going to start to work these onto my lower lash line. I don't want it to be too intense or to use the pink in there. I kind of just want to keep it like in the browns and like the taupes. So I'm kind of just going to go back and forth between different shades in this palette just to build up the lower lash line a bit. And then for inner corner, we're gonna go into the shade Wow, which is kind of like a champagne-y shade in the same Game Changer palette. And I'm just gonna use this for my inner corner highlights as well as my brow bone. So far, I'm really liking the way this eye look came out. I think that all three of the palettes performed really nicely. I'm pretty impressed with these. They all seem very pigmented. So I'm gonna actually just apply some mascara, and then we're gonna try out the lip products. So there's actually two different setting sprays that they sent over. So we have the Fix It Extra Hold Fixing Spray, and then we have the Moon Glow Spray. We're actually already like so glowy, but I do want to kind of see how this one sprays and if it gives off like glowiness to the skin on our hand. It definitely looks like it gave some shine. So I'm actually going to apply the palette right here and kind of just spray this only in this portion and see if it gives us a little extra glow. It has a nice smell to it for sure. I don't mind the mister. It doesn't seem like it's leaving splashes. I don't know if I noticed too much of a difference with that one. And then I do want to try out the other one. So this one is the Fix It Extra Hold Makeup Fixing Spray. And we'll try this one out all over the entire face. And for that one, I didn't mind the mister on that one either. Let me look up close and see if we have any splashes. I don't notice any separation, which is one of my pet peeves when it comes to those. So we'll kind of let that dry down. And we'll see if this one helps throughout the day with our makeup. And then we do have some lip products to try out. So they sent over two different lip glosses. So these are the Makeup Obsession lip glosses. So I have them in two different colors. I think I'm gonna go with this one for this look today. And this one is in the shade Hooked. So I am just gonna line my lips really quickly. I've been doing this a lot, and this one is just one that I recently got in a BoxyCharm. All right, so I've got them lined, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the gloss over top. I like this color. The applicator is really nice on this one too. It's very flat. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna be sticky or like uncomfortable on the lips, which is always a good thing. So here is the lip color. I feel like I have maybe just a tad bit too much on. You can see it's kind of balling up there on the ends. So let me do like a quick little one of these. But all in all, I really like the color. So this leaves us with our final look using the Makeup Obsession products. I have to say I was like pretty impressed with everything that we tried. I don't think there was anything that I wasn't impressed with. I think the eyeshadow palettes in particular were really, really nice. I really liked the way that this eye look came out. They were easy to blend. I didn't notice any issues. The primer, I noticed it did do a big difference in like blurring my pores. I definitely see like a few of them peeking through here, but it definitely blurred them like really, really well. The highlight is obviously very blinding, very nice. The lip gloss is really pretty. I do like the concealer as well. I feel like it gave us pretty good coverage. We'll see how it wears like throughout the day. The fixing sprays didn't seem like too intense. I'll see if they make the makeup last. I'll leave a pinned comment like down below and let you guys know like throughout the day how everything ended up looking. But you guys will have to let me know what you think down below. Are you excited for this brand? Have you already picked up a few products from them? I will have the Target link to them linked down below so you guys can check them out. And I hope you guys did enjoy this one and give it a thumbs up if you did. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.